C-Sound Productions proudly presents Deacon Brown and the Harmonizing Six 48th Anniversary Celebration. Sunday, June 11th. Doors open at 4. Program will begin at 5. Coming to the Calhoun County High School, 150 St. Avenue in St. Matthew. Featuring Roy and Revelation. Sonny Brown Experience. Mary Myers and the Team of Joy. The Singing Angels. New Elevation and the Mighty Gospel Saints. Admission $15 in advance, $20 at the door. 3 $100 prizes for raffle will be given away. Hosted by Terry Williams. For more information, call 803-479-5489 or 803-682-2885. Make plans now to attend the 48th anniversary celebration of Deacon Brown and the Harmonizing Six. Sunday, June 11th, coming to the Calhoun County High School, 150 Saints Avenue in St. Matthews, South Carolina. C-Snell Productions proudly presents Deacon Brown and the Harmonizing 640.
Okay, that's enough. C-Snell Productions. Hello, my people. Hello. Thank you for joining us on this blessed and beautiful Monday. This is the day that the Lord has made, and of course, we rejoice and be glad in it. We say welcome to Loretta Coleman Live, and I'm so honored that you would join us tonight. We're going to talk a little bit, continue our conversation a little bit on forgiveness. And then we have a young lady that's going to come on, and she has some beautiful things that you might want to get for Easter. And she can get it to you if you want it. So when she come on, we'll bring her on. But I want to thank you. I got so many responses from last week's discussion on forgiveness and being careful what you say. You know, a lot of times, if you look at the numbers, you'll think that people are not viewing you. But then when you go in your stats and you look at your stats, you see that you have a lot of people that's really tuned in to what you're doing. And I just want to say thank you so very much, because without you, there will be no me here. So I just want to say thank you so very much. And I want to send a shout out to all of those in a special way who may be challenged with whatever. You may be going through whatever. Nobody may not know what you're going through. We want you to know that we are thinking about you and we are praying for you. I do ask God to cover my Facebook followers, because we don't know what another person go through. We don't know what another person is up against. We don't know the challenges they have from day to day. And so let's pray one for another. And then I want to say to you who have living parents, please, ma'am, please, sir, check on your parents, your senior parents. Please, ma'am, please, sir, check on your senior parents. There's no excuse if you live in the same town that they live in and they run out of bread and you're too busy to take them a loaf of bread. That's just an example. If they say, well, you know, I really could use some eggs, but we really don't feel like going out today. Go and get them eggs for your mother and father. Let nothing be too good for your parents. Don't put nobody in front of your parents, because when they are gone, you're going to miss them. When they are gone, you're going to miss them tremendously. So do all what you can while they are here. Please. Oh, God, this is a hiker already. Let's see. Block user. Delete comment. And I think he's gone. No, he ain't gone nowhere yet. Block. Use his block. And now I need to delete his comment. Okay, here we go. Hello to you, Shannon O'Quinn. Pray for me, my back, hands, wrists, ankles, knees, hips, stomach. Girl, I feel you. Just talking to somebody about that last night. I feel you. Miss M, how you doing, Miss M? Thank you for joining us, Miss M. There go Mr. J. Beckett. How you doing, Mr. J. Beckett? You doing all right? Thank you so very much for tuning in. We appreciate it so very much. I don't know where my lady is, but let me see. Can I find her? Because if not, I'm going to have to get it going. And once I get in this good conversation right here, because I got one, I'm going to talk about, if she don't come on, I'm going to talk about how some people take up for some people and how some people holler Hosanna for some people and crucify him for other people. If she don't come on, that's what I'm gonna talk about. Because if it's somebody in our clique, if it's somebody that's a friend of ours, we don't want nobody to touch them. But then if it's somebody that we don't particularly like, then we want to jump on the bandwagon. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes. Anybody experience that but me? Now, the devil is a liar. I plead the blood of Jesus over these hikers this is a different one here. The blood of Jesus over these hikers that's trying to take over this broadcast tonight, because it will not happen. It will not happen. Okay, that one is gone. Thank you, Barbara Jean Dawkins, my love. How you doing? Let's see what this one says. Good evening, Pastor, to you, your family. Remember, members and friends, all love. Please, please keep us in your prayers, praise and prayers, because I need 2 hip replacement with a big blessing and appreciate. Well, Miss Dorothy, I'm waiting on a hip replacement too. And so we're going to be praying together. We're going to be praying together, my sister. We're going to be praying together. I'm good, pretty lady. Yeah, I'm waiting on a hip replacement. I had to lose more weight, Lord have mercy. And most of you who are familiar with me, you already know I had 5 knee surgeries on my right knee and 2 on my left knee, and now they want to do the hip. But long as I got my legs, I'm good. I'm good. But I let her know that I was ready. But while she's coming on, I do want somebody to attempt to answer that question. If Loretta does something wrong, and Loretta is not your cup of tea, but the canned good lady, because I just didn't want to use nobody's name, the canned good lady did the same thing that I did, and it got swept under the rug. How do y'all feel about that? That's what I want to know. How do y'all feel about that? How do you feel about somebody protecting one group of people, but then they want to crucify the other one that did the same thing? Hey, Miss Mamie Mitchell, that's something to think about. Hey, Miss Mabel Williams from Fayetteville, North Carolina. All of us have seen it done. All of us have seen it done. It's called favoritism. It's called favoritism. It's called cliques. You can know something is wrong, but because your friend did it, your friend, then you don't like it because somebody else is talking about your friend and what they did. Okay. Now, the same thing your friend did a couple of months down, then somebody else did it. And you was the reign leader saying she need to be put out of church. She don't need to be done this. She don't need to be done that. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she's doing. Click. on the link I emailed to you. And if that don't go, we're going to come on. Unfortunately, some of us are picked out to be picked on. But God, now I do agree with that. Some things we do have to go through. Some things God do allow us to go through because he know that we can make it through. He know that we can make it through. But I'm just talking about these people who always got to say something about somebody else, but when it's somebody in your circle, you want everybody to have locked lips. When it's somebody in your circle, when it's somebody that is a part of your day to day, then you want everybody to have a shut mouth. But is it right? Oh God. Okay. I don't see nobody in the room. So anyway, unfortunately, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what else to do. So if she comes on, she comes on. Because I don't know. I don't know what she's doing. But y'all talk back to me. How many of y'all, maybe it's at work, maybe it's been some family members, maybe it's just people in a social club, maybe it's cousins, and you hear them say things about people and do things to people that their own kids are doing. And they run down other people's children and say, and then the first thing they'll say, not my child. We don't know what our child does when they're not in our presence. We really do not know what they are doing when they're not in our presence. We don't know that. We really don't. Hey, Teresa. So we got to be very careful when we put our mouth on people, when we say things about people, because don't you know, I'm telling you, I can't see you. Uh, so we not, if she don't get it this time, we're just gonna move on. Let's see. I got good evening. Good evening, Valvita Thomas. Hi, Deaconess Valvita Thomas. How you doing today? Miss Mabel Williams say, no, it is not right, but people have their own circle and group. I see it in the church and in your own family. They have their picks. And you know what? It's okay if people have their own friends. Hello, Evelyn. How are you? It's okay if people have their own friends. Hey, sweetie, how you doing? It's just you get to the point when what I'm talking about is when you think everybody else is wrong but your friends or your circle. That's what I'm talking about, because everybody does have a right to have their own set of friends. But when you get to the point where everything your friends say is right, then that's what I got a problem with, because I don't want nobody to agree with me on everything I say. Because just because I say it don't make it right. So that's what I'm talking about. You condemn this person over here because they're doing something, and then you're turning around doing the same thing. And see, sometimes we got to watch ourselves, because what we condemn somebody else doing, then we have done it. might be still doing it. I might do it in the future, or we may have children to do it. So, we just got to be compassionate. I've heard people say things about people, kids, and talk about how bad they are and they shouldn't have did this, and talk about young girls getting pregnant at a young age. Then their daughter get pregnant. You don't hear nothing about it. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Not good, sweetie. Today makes a month ago with my son. The pain hurts and heavy today. Well, we will continue to pray for you, little Tracy, and y'all continue to pray for little Tracy Davenport, who lost her son a month ago, and she's still hurting. So that's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You can't judge one set of people. Oh, glory to God, this is good to me. You can't judge one set of people, and then the people to your right, you want to wipe it under the rug, and you want to sweep it under the rug because it's somebody you associated with. That's not right. I don't care who it is. That's not right. If wrong is wrong, is wrong is wrong. And we can't sugarcoat it just because it's somebody that we like. Now, how many of y'all agree with me with that? But we do it. We do it. Hold everybody accountable. Evelyn, we are supposed to hold everybody accountable, but some people will not allow you to hold them accountable. Some people think that they are above reproach. Some people think that they are above being wrong. So if you go to some people, then they are going to say, I don't know who you're talking about. You're not talking about me, with the self-righteous spirit. So then I'm going to ask you, Evelyn, how do you handle people like that? How do you, when you try to hold somebody accountable, and they reject you, how do you go back to them? What do you say to them? What do you say to that person who think everybody is wrong and they are the only one that's right? Hey, Miss Virginia, thank you so very much. We're still talking about forgiveness, but we're also talking about when one set of people in cliques and people in circles, and how one group of people can do one thing and it's okay. Another set of people can do the same thing and they get persecuted for it. Let's see what Evelyn said. At the point in my life where I am, I protect my peace and walk away. Yep, sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes it's just not worth it, because you have some self-righteous people who are going to always think it's somebody else and never them. So you got to choose the battles to fight. That's where I'm at too now. Evelyn, if there's things that I know is going to upset me, I leave it alone. If there's conversations that I know is going to upset me, let's see, I leave it alone. Oh man, go back out and I don't like to do this, and come back on with your laptop. Okay, she's having problems getting on. But let me see, what did somebody say? Good evening. Okay, Val said, some people are in your life for a season and a reason. I absolutely agree with that. All friendships are not meant to be forever. All friendships are not meant to be forever. So what we got to do is recognize that. And just because a person stopped talking to a person, and just because you're no longer that person's friend, that does not mean that you and that person once at one time or another wasn't friends. That does not mean that. But what I'm talking about right here is something that triggered this question to me on last week. Hey, Lisa, and we do it. We do it with our own children. If our children do something, and if our neighbor children do something, we talk about the neighbor's children, but we don't want nobody to talk about our children. And they did the same thing. They did the same thing. And what I'm talking about with the cliques, you have this set of cliques over there that's working, and doing all you can. And then you have this clique over here trying to bring this clique down because of so many different reasons. That's not the right way to do it. That is not the right way to do it. Ladies, because mostly ladies are like that. Mostly ladies. Don't get upset if someone walks out of your life. Don't get intimidated if they chooses another friend. I mean, your time was probably up, and maybe they enjoy them better than they enjoy you. That's fine. But don't take to that friend who decides to leave. Let me give you a word of encouragement right now. Don't take everything that person told you in confidence, and just because you're no longer friends, you go back and you tell it. You tell the confidential things that y'all have talked about. You just spread it because you're no longer friends. Don't do that. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Hey, Miss Martin, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. That is not good. And so many people do that. Only thing they have to do is to get upset with you. They get upset with you, and they're gonna tell everything, and that's not right. And I don't take no. I just don't like that. I don't like stuff like that. And I still say that we got to give an account for what we do and for what we say. Hey, Devontae Jeffcoat, how you doing? Thank you for dropping by. We got to be very careful at the things that we say. And we got to be very careful of the things that we do. Somebody's always watching us, and somebody's always listening at us. You may think that a person is not listening, but you'll be surprised who's listening at your conversation. You'll be surprised who's listening at the things that you're saying, and you think that they're doing something else. You'll be surprised. So a word to the wise: be careful on these cell phones. Be careful on these cell phones. Be careful when you're sending these text messages. Be very careful when you're sending these text messages. Be careful with the emails. Be careful when you're on the phone and you don't know if you're on three-way or not. Be very careful. Hey, Dorothy Wright, how you doing, my darling? You got to be very, very, very careful, because there's all kind of way. And even if you're talking to a person that you believe in, even if you're talking to a person that you 100% believe in, don't answer every question that's asked to you, because there's a button you can push on here that can record mine and your conversation that we having together. So if it's something that can hurt somebody, you wait till you get in front of that person to have that conversation. because people record people all the time. That's nothing new. You agree with me? Thank you, Lisa. I mean, there's all kinds of things people are doing now. So, if you can't repeat it, don't say it. If you can't repeat what you said, don't say it. If you get intimidated because somebody tells something you said, get mad at yourself like I did. Because I told them and they told somebody else. If I had kept it to myself, nobody wouldn't have known. So we got to pick and choose the people we talk to, because we can be friends today and tomorrow we can be full-blown enemies. Yes, ma'am, Miss Virginia. Gerald Tyson, love you too. National Gospel Model Gerald Tyson, love you too. But we just have to be so careful. And who's to know, who's to say when you're real close to somebody, you think that friendship is going to last forever. So then you know your girlfriends, you bosom buddies. So what you're doing, you're sharing stuff with them. And that one thing happened. And then it just put a crook in the friendship. What are you going to do? All that stuff you told them, you have some people that I can talk about me. If somebody shares something with me, I'm too scared to go tell their business. I'm too scared to go tell their business, because those are the kind of thing God entrusts you with. And then if you go back and tell it, then you're going to have to answer to him. Now, that's just the way I think about that. I just want to say it's okay. My son's last words to me was, "You're a good mother with so much love," went to sleep, and that was it. Okay, LaTracy. My God. Hey, Chad, how you doing? But I just believe in confidentiality, and not, it's plenty of people talk to me and they tell me things I already know, but I sit right there like I've never heard it before. I just do that because I'm not going to let you know that somebody confided in me. Because if you have somebody that's coming to you always telling you about somebody else, well, how do you know that? How do you get all that gossip? Because they're involved in gossip. Now, if y'all disagree, Chad, I know you a good one. If you disagree, tell me. But if you can't say anything good, don't say anything at all. That's true. That's true. That is very true. But I would rather for a person to be honest with me. I really would. I would rather for a person to tell me exactly, Gerald Tyson, what they think of me. Don't go and tell the treetops, the mountaintops, the pigs, the hogs, the people. Come and tell me. I'm a big girl. I can handle it. But when you have people that could tell everybody else, like you're getting everybody else's approval. And then once you get their approval, then you can come and you can talk to Loretta. Well, no, because by the time you spreading it out there to other people, I already got it back. And I definitely didn't get it back the way that it was said. I got it back the way you turned it. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, it's best that we tone down on what we say. Hello there, sir. How you doing? It's best that we tone down on some of the things we tell and only talk to God about it, because you don't know when that relationship is going to end. You just don't know. Lisa Albadora, how you doing? Thank you. You don't know. You just don't know. You really do not know. Okay, let me ask y'all a question here tonight. And you don't have to tell me, I don't have to know, but just think about the friends you had in high school that you may not be friends with today. Think about that. You're exactly right, Queen. I'm a straight shooter. but I can't help when I try calling people, they don't answer. And then I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay. Now what you mean by that, Chad? You can't help when I try calling people, they don't answer your call, then I gotta do what I gotta do. What you mean by that? Tell me what you mean by that. Hello, Miss Whitfield. But I'm telling you, y'all, we get ourselves in some of the worst trouble that there is. And I said, how many people you was friends with in high school that you're friends with now? How many you married people that got married? How many you still friends with the people that was in your wedding? See, that's my whole point is things change. People change. Don't get upset because if you used to be close with somebody and now they're close with somebody else, don't why would you do that? It's not necessary. Let's see. I never had a friend, but there's one whom I love for 40 years of relationship. All right, Miss Lisa. Chad said the situation on me and you were talking about in Orangeburg. Okay, I got you. I understand. Yes. And that is irritating when you call people and they know you're calling, and then you turn around and text them and tell you you're trying to reach them, and then you see them on Facebook. Sometimes they're live, but they won't answer your call. And then when you finally do get them, they give you every excuse that they were busy doing this or busy doing that, or they didn't feel good, they were asleep. And see, that's why you got to be careful what you put on Facebook. You got to be careful what you put on Facebook. Cause you do that and then you forget what you told that person, and then they read your answers. They read your answers, baby. And then they say, "Well, I thought that they said they was home sleep. Well, I thought that they said that they had something else to do." Oh, shucks, I'm telling you. What did Lisa says something? Everything changes, nothing stays the same. Here today, gone tomorrow. Now that's a cliche, but that's a good cliche because we don't know. I was telling somebody today, I said, we all, not they. I didn't say they. I said we all have to be careful what we say to people. Hey, Helen, you know why? Because we don't know if that person is on edge. We don't know that person's mental state. We don't know what that person got on their mind. So, if we say something very ugly, very nasty, and the next thing you see on the news, that person committed suicide, how are you going to feel about that? How are you going to feel about that? Because you didn't take time to even share a smile. You didn't take time to even say good morning. I mean, we're so busy just passing through that we can't notice people that have really, really inner problems and need somebody to talk to. But we're so busy doing our things and doing what we do that we can sit on a church bench beside a person in church, and we don't even notice that person is not themselves. I think something is wrong with that. I'm still friends with a lot of my classmates, and I've been friends with you for over 40 years. You are my mentor. I love you, Miss Virginia. That's me today. That's why I'm staying to myself. And I love people. I really do, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be doing this. But I don't hang around a lot of people. And I don't hang around a lot of people because if some gossip break out, you don't know who said it. You don't know who said it. You don't know who said it. If it's more than 5 or 6 people, you're trying to be in them 5 or 6 people figuring out who told it, who said it. With me and Cam and Angel, my 2 dogs, That's me and Cam and Angel. And my friend Nahara Reed. Yeah. I have people that I love dearly. I mean, love like sisters. But it comes a point in time in life when you just have to, some things you have to figure out for yourself. Sometimes you have to let God work it out. And sometimes, to be honest of the matter, you have to let God work on us. Sometimes it's us that need to be worked on, not them. We point the finger at them, but sometimes it's us. We have the mentality, LaTracy, of looking at other people and looking at other people's faults. That's what we have, a mentality of doing that. We have that mentality of judging somebody else and what they have done. But what about those things that you've done that nobody knows anything about? What about those things that God kept from destroying you? What about those things that God delivered you from? He delivered you from them. And you know what? He delivered you and he set you free. And I think anybody on this line, after this line, who God has brought out of anything, I think that we don't have room nowhere to be talking about and downing somebody else. I just don't think so. Thank you, Rosemary. And we got to think about that. Just suppose that God let everything we did from the age 20 to 40 come open, just like an open book. How in the world, what in the world will we do? What in the world will we do? And I'm just trying to talk to us because sometimes we don't think. Sometimes we don't think. Sometimes we think we so holy, we swinging on a chandelier and that sin can't touch us. But no, that's not true. No, that's not true. Sin can touch us too. Miss Martin said, I checked myself first because it could be me. Miss Martin, you don't find many people do that. They play the blame game and they blame somebody else. They play the blame game and it's always somebody else. It's never them. And you know, it's a sad case, but you have people who do that all the time. Hey Beverly, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. How many people do you see from the church house to the White House, to your house, with people that's living in you? Well, I didn't do that. They did that. I wouldn't have did that if they hadn't did that. That means absolutely nothing. Those are just excuses. And just because you did something wrong, let me settle this. Just because you did something wrong, don't let people make you believe that God can't forgive you, because he can. He can forgive you and he can wipe your slate clean. He can do that. There is nothing too hard for him to do. And you know, people want us to be in bondage and they find out something that we did years ago and they want to keep that little stuff over our head. Look, if you want to know anything about me, ask me. I'm going to tell you one or two things. I'm going to ask you first what you want to know. Then I'm going to say what you want to know it for. And then, okay, I think we'll try tomorrow, okay? If you can, we'll try tomorrow. What and then I'm gonna ask you why you want to know. I'm then, if I feel like it, I'm gonna tell you it's none of your business. Hey, Brenda, and you know, I'm gonna say I don't think that's in your business, because we do ask people stuff about their business that's none of our business. I don't care how close you are to somebody. You don't ask them everything. I don't care how close you are to them. You don't have a reason to ask them for everything or to tell you stuff. If they want to tell you, they'll tell you. Miss Whitfield said, I try hard to treat people the way I want to be treated. I know a lot of people, but I am somewhat of a loner because I don't like drama. Well, I'm your sister then. Gloria Hicks, amen. I'm your sister then. I do some things. Miss Martin. I know what you're talking about. But we got to look at ourselves. You don't have to do it on Facebook. You don't have to do it in the church. You can do it in your household, just between you and God. And you can ask God, God, are you pleased with my life? Are you pleased with my conversations? Are you pleased with things that I do behind closed doors? That's what. Hey, Devon, Womack, how you doing? I welcome your comment because we're talking about messy people, and we talking about people who tell stuff. We talking about people who take sides, people who will take up for one side, but will persecute the other side. Real talk. That's what we're talking about. Real talk, and that's not right. If your best friend do it and it's not right, it's wrong. It's called wrong. That's just the way it is. But we want to cover our circle, and we don't want nobody to say nothing about them. And anyway, sorry, we are having 24-hour prayer. Love you, praying for you all. Pray for all of us, okay? Devon said, yes, I know a lot of them. I'm telling you. And it's just, it makes you sometimes say, well, I just don't want to be a part of that. Well, we got to live in the world of people. We got to live, and those of us who work in the public sector, we have to deal with people. We have to deal with them, but we don't have to put up with the foolishness that they have that they carry around with them. I went before I retired. Papa Maria said it good. Is God satisfied with me? That's right, Miss Martin. Before I retired, I didn't think it was funny when they sit in there and talked about the supervisor, even if it were true. So I would dismiss myself, because 9 times out of 10 they're gonna say, "Oh, me, Loretta, Glass, and Jar were sitting in there talking about how horrible the supervisor was." Well, Loretta wasn't saying nothing. Loretta wasn't doing nothing but sitting down. But the next thing you know, your name is in a whole bunch of mess. And I am very careful now what I say and who I say it to. I am very careful of what I say and who I say it to now. And you better be. You better be. You better be. You better be. And you better, that friend that you call your ace friend, you better, all you got to do is listen to their conversations and see how they think. When you listen to a person talk, ladies and gentlemen, you can find out everything about that person that you want to find out without even asking a question. If they always coming to you with gossip, they are a gossiper. If they always coming with you, well, I heard you said, they are part of the gossipers. They are part of the gossipers. If they're always coming to you, trying to find out information, they're trying to use what you got and get what you got in a sly way. I mean, so ask God to give you the spirit of discernment, where you can discern these things, and then you can take heed. I just, they say I'm stuck up. I'm very aware of what some people say. They say I'm arrogant. I'm not arrogant. You won't find a person on this line that love people any more than I do. But what I am, I'm careful. I'm careful now. I'm very careful of the people that I hang around. I'm very careful. And I'll do anything I can for a person, but I just, at this end of the day, I don't want to get myself in those situations, circumstances. If God decided to call me home, I got all that stuff, all that trouble I done caused, and might not even have time to repent or nothing like that. I don't want that, Jeff. I don't want that. I don't want to be involved in stuff like that. I don't want to do that, Kimberly. You do have to be careful, Kimberly. You really do have to be careful. It's good to have these cell phones, but you can be in a grocery store doing your grocery shopping on the cell phone, talking to one of your daughters, or maybe talking to your husband. You don't know who on the other aisle. The next thing you know, you hear your conversation where somebody took their phone and was holding it up and was hearing what y'all was talking about. And a lot of people's lives get messed up like that because you could hear the one-sided conversation, but you couldn't hear the other conversation. But there's so many. Speak the truth and limit your surroundings. You got to do that, Deborah. You got to limit who you be around. And you just it's hurtful. It's hurtful to me because all my life we had a big family, and my mama had 9 children, and then my grandmama had like 16 children, so there was always people around. But I can't do it. I've learned through experience, all people are not good people. I learned that way too, the hard way. You must be careful. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Because you just don't know. And see, you say, well, I know my friend Jar, he's not going to ever leave me. And then I know my sister TEA, they ain't gonna never leave me, so I can tell them anything. And one thing happened. You could scratch off a ticket and win $1 million, and jealousy sells in just like that. They want some of your money. You won't give them no money, and then they tell everything you told them. Brenda said, I love you. There is no other real person I know right now like you. Speaking the truth hurts sometimes, but be careful of who you speak it to. Thank you, Brenda, my love. You look so pretty tonight. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. But y'all, we got, the bottom line is we got to be careful with what we say, because we can tell a lie on a person that can almost destroy their whole life. We can tell a lie on a person that some of them is not strong enough to recover from. Before you get on the phone and say, I heard, make sure that it's true. And even if it's true, is it necessary for you to tell it? Is it necessary for you to tell it? Why you got to tell it? Why you got to tell it? Why you got to run and tell? People will plan your demise. That's what happened to me. They robbed me. I thought they were my friends. Wow. But when you hear something, first of all, is it true? Is it necessary to tell it? Is it necessary to tell it even though it's true? Is it necessary to tell it even though it's true? Why you got to be the one to run and tell it? Why you got to be the one to say, have you heard? Why you got to be the one that want to spread it? Come on now. Come on. Why you got to be the one that always run with the news? Why you got to be the news carrier? Why you got to be the Facebook news carrier? Why you got to be the TikTok news carrier? Instagram, YouTube. Let's see, did I do that one? Yeah. Loose lips sink ships. Loose lips sink ships. And it's something to really think about. I first of all, A lot of people have to be around a lot of people because they don't love themselves. Yeah, I'm going to say that. When you don't have peace with being by yourself, there's a problem somewhere. I can be in this house with my 2 dogs and be just as happy eating me a steak and a piece of cake and a baked potato and be just as happy with my 2 dogs if I was with anybody else. Now that's me because I'm happy being with myself. You understand what I'm saying? I'm happy being by myself. When I'm by myself, I don't have to worry about nobody going saying Loretta say that. I don't have to worry about that. And then, but God has given me the gift where when I see people, I'm still able to say, even though that person who may have hurt me, I can say, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. I haven't always been there. I haven't always been there. I used to would see somebody coming that way and I would go that way because I didn't want to see them. But God has helped me in that area because I wanted the change. I wanted to change. I didn't want to walk around with hate in my heart. I didn't want to walk around with unforgiveness in my heart. And so many people are letting unforgiveness, hate, jealousy, um, um, it's killing them in the inside, and they think it's tired and stress. No, it's all that stuff you going on. It's all that stuff you listen to. It's all that garbage you listen to. All that garbage gossip you listen to. That stuff like that will weigh on your brain and hurt you and have you feel like you about to die and all that kind of stuff like that. You're looking at somebody who knows. You're looking at somebody who knows. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Virginia. But you're looking at somebody who knows. But get peace with yourself. I can get my iPad and I can play me some games. I can do me some graphic. I can look at Steve Harvey. I can look at Judge Judy. I can find me something on YouTube and I'll be just as happy as I can be. Now that's me. I can be happy. Everybody can't be happy by themselves. And see, that's what I was telling somebody last week. I said, there are plenty of people that used to ask me why I always take pictures. And I told them I couldn't look in I couldn't look in the camera because I didn't like myself. I didn't like myself at that time. Hey, blessings to you. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. I couldn't look at the camera at that time because I absolutely hated myself. I absolutely hated myself during that time. So I couldn't look at the camera, but I can look dead in the camera now because I love myself. But I had to go to God. And I went to God and I said, God, I don't like me. I don't like this. I don't like that. And I just started naming stuff that I don't like about myself, not nobody else. And that was just a part of my meditation. It was a part of my meditation. It was a part of my meditation. And when I looked up, most of those things was gone. Most of those things, because all my life I've been full figure. All my life I've been full figure and I hated it. So I had to do a reverse decision. I said, well, let me read this first. I don't have the time to pay attention to negative things. I focus my time on the good Lord, immediate family. Yes, it's very important to love yourself first. Amen. I love people, but some folks have taught me a lot about who to talk to and who to be around. I'm very blunt and I don't entertain foolishness. Girl, you sound like my sister. I wanna, oh man. What's wrong here? Y'all hold on, my battery's about to go. Hold on. I don't know why I keep doing that. I don't know why I keep forgetting to plug up my thing. But Barbara said, I want to thank you for your kindness and your prayers for me and my family in the comments you sent to me. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I forgot what I was getting ready to say about me. Anybody know what I was getting ready to say? You are helping the people tonight. I'm helping myself too, Chad. I'm helping myself too. I don't know what I was saying. I was getting ready to make a point though. Oh, I know what I was getting ready to say. You know, I love me. I said all of my life I didn't like myself because I was full figure. I was a big lady. So I made up my mind. I said, well, you know, I'm a full figure lady. And if I'm a full figure lady, I'm gonna give it my best shot. And I'm gonna look my very best when I step out. And let me say to you, full figure ladies, let me say this to you. They got stores now that you can go buy nice clothes. If you wear a size 16, don't go buy no 14 pants. If you wear a size 18, don't go buy no 16 pants. They look off on you. I'm telling you. Now I know that this sounds bad, but all you got to do is go to any kind of function and you're going to see too little pants. Too little pants. The skirt's going to be so tight, you don't even know how they sit down in them. And it does not look good. And I asked somebody today, I said, do they not look in the mirror before they leave home? If you put on a pair of pants and you see 5 lumps in your butt, why you won't go take them pants off and put you on a pair of pants? It actually, the pants that fit you slenders you down when they're not too little. When you have on them too little pants, that actually makes you look bigger. Oh Lord, I know I'm gonna have to put on my glasses now. Because I got some comments. I don't, let's see, did I read that? Yeah, I read that. And I didn't read this one. I love people, but some folks said, oh yeah, I read that one. I read that and I thought I was behind. But somebody said, Deborah said, love you and all your inspiration. Thank you. That's right. Say so. Chad said, real men like meat on the bones, queen. Yeah, but they don't want to see them with them too little tight dresses and pants on. You know, I can't stand that. That's a pet peeve of mine. I can't. If I told my son, I said, you ever see me with something too little on and I can't hardly walk and sit down, you have me checked out because something wrong with me. You know, something is wrong with me. I'm not gonna wear anything that tight to show me up like that. And for God's sake, if I got to get in front of people and do anything, ain't nobody want to see no skirt so tight and you know that meat you have hanging from the back calf of your knee. You know, you got long mirrors that you can look at all that stuff. That stuff ain't cute. And you may say, well, you know, I'm gonna look good today because it's gonna be a lot of guys there and I'm gonna look good and be there. Yeah, they're gonna be there, they're gonna look at you, but they ain't gonna take you home to mama when they get ready to get married. They ain't gonna take you home to mama like that. You can better believe that. Now somebody said, Loretta, how you know? All my friends men, they ain't gonna take you home like that. You got to have some pride, ladies, about yourself. You got to have pride about yourself and how you look. We have to love ourselves first. One of the commandments is to love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if you find hate, if you find a hater, have compassion for them. Understand the way that they treat you is how they treat themselves or how they feel about themselves. So don't let their remarks bother you. because they are only talking about themselves. And I told somebody else that. I told somebody, it's true, Miss Virginia, it's awful. It's awful, it really is. I told somebody a lot of times when people be down in you, a lot of times when people be saying things about you, that's really how they feel about themselves. That's really how they feel about themselves. And so they want to make you look so bad and mess with your self-esteem. And so you can walk around with your head down. But honey, my sister, my brother, whoever may be on here, listen, love yourself. There's a difference in loving yourself and being arrogant, but you can love yourself. Love yourself to look your best. Love yourself to not let nobody walk over you. And when I say nobody, nobody, you are telling the truth. Full figure like me got to know how to dress. I know how to cover up and look nice. I love me. I had to learn to love me because being bullied and mentally abused, that was me too. Barbara said, I wasn't expecting to see you on tonight on time. I was looking to hear something. So I'm here, not here to judge only. If you are clean, my grandma always told me your appearance is your character. You're walking in your shoes. That's true. That's true. That's true. But I ain't no fashion expert or nothing like that. But I got sense enough to know not to put on a pair of leggings with a short t-shirt. If I'm gonna put on a pair of leggings, you can better believe that t-shirt gonna be to my knee. You understand what I'm saying? Because I care how I look. I care how I look. I really do. Now, on the flip side of that, years ago, I didn't love myself. So I didn't care how I looked. I didn't care. I put on anything. Didn't care how the hair looked. Didn't care what clothes I put on. Had all black in my closet. Didn't have nothing light. Didn't have nothing red, yellow, blue, green, nothing. Everything was black. Until my friend Harold Reed, that I talk about all the time, we were going to revival service. And my hair was standing one way. And I had on this old black dress. He said, yeah, you ain't going nowhere with me like that tonight. He said, you look like you in mourning. He said, every time you come out somewhere, you got on black, 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 black. And, made me so mad. I saw fire coming out my eyes. But it took that for me to look at me. And the bottom line was I was depressed. So I was dressing like I was feeling. I was dressing just like I was feeling. Benny, thank you so very much. I was dressing just like I was feeling. But now, no matter how bad I feel, I got to hook it up. I didn't feel like coming on here tonight. But I had to come and do what I believe God has called me to do. And ladies and gentlemen, all that stuff works together. When you let go of unforgiveness, you'll have a different demeanor. You'll have a different demeanor. You won't be upset with everybody. You won't be mad with yourself. You won't have ulcers and all them things like that, because you'll learn to live for yourself. Live for yourself. First impressions are very important. People form opinions when they look at your physical outer appearance. Is very important. It's very important. But now it is important, and he ain't watching this no way. So, but when I first came up here, when I first moved up here, I applied for this particular job. Me and this girl. And the girl that was going up against me, she had the prettiest shape. Oh, she had a pretty shape, thin waistline, hippie, and she was pretty. Well, I knew I hadn't got that job. I knew I hadn't got that job because I saw how he looked at her. Okay, I saw how he looked at her, and I was dressed well and everything. I was dressed well. So he said, "I'm sorry, I'm gonna give the job to so and so and so." 2 weeks hadn't passed. He called me back. He said, "I do apologize. You were more qualified than they were, but I just couldn't get over her looks. She had the looks, but she couldn't do the work. So she just ended up being the reception, answering the telephone. She had the looks and couldn't do the work. I had the what I'm gonna call me, the full figure look, but I had the brains. Does that make sense? Deborah said, did I read that? Yeah, I did. It's okay. It's so this generation is on a different level than when we were coming up. You came, let me see, man. You came on to comfort me, my love. Okay, Barbara. Okay, Barbara. But there's some young people that dress really, really good. There's some young people who still they don't have it all out now. You know, some people who try their best. But then when you say your mama let them hang all out and she 55 and 60 years old, what you think that 15-year-old daughter gonna do? They gonna do exactly what they see you do. They gonna see it that they gonna do exactly what you do. And then, you know, here's the thing. All of us, me and my sister were talking about this the other day. Our parents told us things that we thought was so stupid, that we thought was so old-fashioned. We just, they telling us that. They don't understand. But now that we're grown, we understand everything our parents were telling us. And that's the way the younger generation is. They think the things that we are telling them are just awful. But when they get their children, they're going to remember those conversations. I'm telling you, I'm not saying physical full figure. Nothing wrong with full figure. I meant being properly dressed. Yes, ma'am. I know what you meant. Don't go in an interview with flip-flops and jeans. You won't get the job. You won't get the job. Not if you go in there like that. And ladies, you don't have to go in an interview with all your cleavage out. Use your brain. Let them see you got brain. Let them see you got brains to use. Don't go in there and have all this hanging out. They ain't interested in that. They interested in what you can do on their job. Let me see where I'm at now. Anybody else got anything? I'm gonna get off of this thing. But you know, it's just something we all have to think about. We all have to think about certain things. We all have to think about certain things. And but what a lot of us do, we focus on other people instead of focusing on ourselves. We focus on other people, we criticize other people, and we never focus on ourselves. How many of us ask God, God, are you pleased with me? Are you pleased with the things I do? Are you pleased with the things I say? Are you pleased with the way I act? It don't have to be an audience. It don't, what is that? I don't know what that is, but it don't have to be a long conversation. Just asking the question. But you already know. We already know what we do and what we don't do. We already know that. We know the things we do wrong. We know the things we do behind closed doors, but we don't realize that there's an eye that's looking right down at us, at everything we do. Sometimes self-identifying beauty or somebody can look beautiful, but when the inside comes out nasty, biggity, attitude reveal the ugly, and that's a horrible scene. And it is a horrible, horrible, horrible scene. That's why we got to learn. Yes, ma'am, I ask him daily, but I ask him to guide me. And that's all we got to do. God knew we would mess up. God knew we would do things that we had no business doing. He give us ways of escape. He give us scriptures. My favorite, 1 John 1:9. If we confess our sins, he's faithful and he's just to forgive us and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. He didn't say some. He said he will do it. But the thing with that is we got to forgive ourselves. A lot of people is walking around with unforgiveness in their heart toward themselves for something you did 20 years ago. Well, 20 years is gone. Listen, when God forgives you, he forgives you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're holding on to something that you did, let it go and live. Let it go and live. You cannot go back 20 years and change it. You can't go back 20 years and change what you did. You can't do that. So take those experiences, don't do them anymore, and move on. Oh my God. You got to move on. You can't change it. If you was in a relationship and your relationship didn't make it, and y'all divorced, and he's married again and got grown children from his second wife, and you still hating him, the man is gone on. He's married, been married 25 years. And you still hating that man, and he living his life. Oh my God. Let that go and live. There's so much more out here in this world that can make us happy. People ask me all the time, Loretta, you don't want a friend? I said I would like to have somebody to go down into the movie with. But if I never do, I'm okay. I'm at peace with myself. I can have fun with myself. I can love myself. And that's what we get. I don't have to be with the crowd. I'm okay. And we got to get to that point where we're satisfied with ourselves. God may be keeping you out of certain things that you don't need to be in, that you desire to be in. You desire to be in it, but God may be keeping you from that group of people. He may be keeping you from that group of people. He may be keeping you from that trouble. Everything that looks good on the outside is not good in the inside. Everything, everybody you think is holy, you'll find out the real deal when you get close to them and when you get in that circle. And ladies and gentlemen, that's when you get hurt. But anyway, I'll be back tomorrow night. Oh, Lord have mercy. This was good to me, of nobody else. It's like God got me talking to myself on here. But appreciate who God made you. Being hateful towards someone you separated from and you harbored hatred makes you look like the problem. Well, Miss Elaine, yes and no. Some people hate themselves so much that they still want to do any and everything they can to that ex to try to hurt them because they really do not like themselves. Really. Not loving yourself, Miss Virginia. Oh God. Not loving yourself will make you do some dangerous things, will make you cause you to act out in ways, and you're always trying to turn other people against other people. You're always having something bad to say about other people. You don't love yourself. You don't love yourself. And you're focusing on somebody else to take the attention off of yourself. Now, you can't fool me with that one because I've been there. I've been in those shoes. Yes, it was good stuff tonight. I enjoyed it. Well, thank you so very much, you all. I really, really do appreciate you. Let me read what Barbara said. I've been blessed for 31 years and trust, understanding, communication, respect, and a provider. Help my love. Okay, Miss Barbara. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. But we got to start. Ask God. Say, God, I don't love. There's a lot of part of me I don't love. I need you to help me love myself. And he'll do it. And start finding them love scriptures in the Bible. And start reading them to yourself during your devotion time. But you're going to have to spend a lot of time encouraging yourself. It took me years to start loving myself. My sister asked me, she said, you waited till you got 61 to start wearing the colorful wigs. And this is a testimony. This is what she told me. She said to start wearing the colorful wigs and you dress so nice, and you used to didn't be like that. I said, coop, because that's what we call them. I said, I just learned how to love myself. LaTracy, when I get some extra money, I'll get you one. When I get some extra money, I will get you one. Okay. But there were times I never would have put on a wig. There were times I never, ever would have got my hair cut off. There were times, certain outfits I never would have wore. Loretta, you are definitely my friend. I asked my father, who passed away at 99 years young, stop praying for a companionship. I was now happy with myself. When it comes to my ex, I'm happy for him and his wife. We have a good relationship. I respect her for making him eventually happy. Amen. Amen. God bless you. God bless you too. Yes. Thank you. But I say, you know what? And some people say, oh, you don't need to wear that. You're too old to be wearing that. I'm satisfied with it. Hey, I'm satisfied with it. I'm loving it. And that's where you got to get with yourself. Not loving yourself didn't just, not loving yourself just start for most people. It be lingering silently in the heart and in the head. Sometimes that's where suicide becomes an action and no longer a thought. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely 100% right. But I encourage you tonight. If I said anything that bless you, let's start with ourselves. Let's start with ourselves. Live your life. Live your life, not your age. I hear you now. Let us all challenge ourselves, not nobody else, but ourselves. Ourselves. Because, see, we point fingers too much. But look at ourselves tonight. Let that be a part of us tonight. There's some things that we need to get rid of. There's some baggage we're carrying. That's why some of us can't keep relationship, because you're carrying the baggage with you. Oh, God. Oh, I didn't mean to say that, but God did. Not just for men, you're carrying baggage over to relationship. You can't get along with nobody because there's something in you. And the only person, first of all, you got to acknowledge that you have a problem. Acknowledge it to God, not to people. Acknowledge it to God, not to people. And say, God, I got a problem. I got a hate problem, God. I got a jealousy problem. I got an insecurity problem. God is the God I know. He'll take all of that from you. He did it for me. He did it for me, and he can take it from you. I empty myself to you all because I like for people to know what you see today is not what I was 10 years ago. Yes, I was in church and everything, but I was an unhappy sister. I was unhappy, but it was not until I went to God and said, God, I'm not happy. I cannot live like this. I need you to help me. I need you to restore my self-esteem. Help me to love myself and just different things. And you know what? He did it. He did it. Just stay the young lady that you are. Thank you, Reverend Frank Thompson. I appreciate that. I just, believe it or not, as outspoken as I am, at 10, 15, 20 years ago, I used to let people say anything they wanted to say to me because I wanted to fit in and I didn't feel like I was good enough. And I felt like if I let them have that control over me, I could fit in. Now, I don't care. I don't care if you don't want me in your circle. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. I'm happy with me. I am happy with me. You understand what I'm saying? And I am going to close with this because this could open up another can of worms. You praying for marriage. You can't pray for marriage if you don't love yourself, because how you going to love him? That's what I'm going to close with. Oh, yes, sir. You can't pray for marriage because you got love issues with yourself. How you going to love him?